Oh, I had it on a photo mode. Maybe this one didn't do sound because, oh, here we go. Now I'm hearing sound on this thing. Oh, I had it on a photo mode. Maybe this one didn't do sound because, oh, here we go. Now I'm hearing sound on this thing. Can you turn on the aircon? Getting kind of warm. Maybe this one because it was on time lapse, like that. Alright guys, we're driving around Hell's Kitchen, Times Square, gonna park. Times Square is completely like blocked off. Oh, he lowered the sound on this thing. Okay, so I'm monitoring myself over here. Okay, so we're driving around Hell's Kitchen right now, about to park, finding parking, but when we drove around Times Square, there's supposed to be a BLM protest that is beginning off over at the steps that's there. Protest for Dante Wright, who's the 19-year-old who resisted arrest in Brooklyn Center a couple of weeks ago and was subsequently killed by Officer Potter there. And so that's the protest that's going to be going on from what I saw. But so when we drove around Times Square, it's completely policed off, like roped off. So we're parking a bit of a distance away and then going to walk up there. But I saw like police armed with like AR-15s, I think. So something serious is going on in that direction. What? Oh, you know where we park, right? Maybe I won't deal with this GoPro, but I would have it better stabilizing. Only 2 hours of parking? Alright, well, keep track of that so we can move the car later. Alright, so bear with me. I'm going to just check a couple tech things before we leave the car. I know I wasn't having sound earlier. Let me try switching to the GoPro. It has a more stabilized image and we still have like good lighting. I think it's the setting I had. Unfortunately, with the GoPro, it always keeps showing like the settings. Alright, we'll do a sound check on this one, okay? Alright, you know what? I'm not going to fiddle with this thing. We'll do more test runs when I'm doing my daily walkarounds with it. We know this one's working, so it's what we're going with. So, I don't use the gimbal anymore on this one because it is quite not stable, which is not fun. Oh, shoot. Let me just secure something over here. There we go. Leave this in the car. Actually, put this in the bag. Can you carry this backpack? Slip it up. Okay. Whoops, I didn't close that. Okay, hold this for a second. I think I'm gonna put this one in here. this way. Let's walk over this way. I'm gonna stick this thing over here.
Oh, okay, I got
this way. See how even close, if something did happen over in Times Square, like, it looked pretty roped off. Not roped off. Don't need this. Just hold it for a moment. No, memento. Oh, wow. Remember that restaurant? Okay, do me a favor. Take down this number and send him a text and let him know you're with me.
Yeah. So I don't have melancholy. I can see the flashing lights from here. Try putting this on my shoulder now. Oops. Thought that was a bad idea. Never mind. Sorry about that, guys. Just experimenting with something.
Rifle Officer and Deputy Commissioner to investigate Steve. We all have
Should we walk in? Оце чел, що з Оленою. Barrymore Theater. Maybe the protest won't be going on. So these are the steps for Times Square. Looks like they closed it off to make sure the protest wasn't going on. That's what I'm thinking. So we have LAPD, sorry, NYPD is on the scene. Earlier, actually, I saw a couple police officers walking around with what looked like AR-15 assault rifles. So bringing in the heavy-duty stuff. There must be something that have gone on earlier. So what I had heard earlier was that there was a shooting that involved a woman and a 3-year-old that was shot here earlier. I'm not certain of the details, but it looks like it's an active crime scene. So this is where a planned protest for Dante Wright was scheduled to be gathering at 7 o'clock, which was just an hour ago.
Over there? Yeah, we haven't.
So in the chat, Julius is saying that a mom and a 3-year-old daughter was shot and
Yeah,
killed.
you have to be staying at a hotel and escort all of our.
Sorry about that. I was just putting on my lens. Oh no!
What'd you do?
The lens is broken.
Whatever.
I don't know when that happened. Well, I guess I won't be using this lens.
I'll put it in the backpack. Pix 11 reporting.
Oh wait, the lens doesn't look like it's broken on this thing, so...
Yeah.
Otherwise, guys, it's a $50 lens I'm gonna have to replace. I have no idea when that happened.
Super good.
But it's actually not showing up on the screen, so... Looks like Pix 11 is Pix 11 is on the scene, so we have other news camera crews are on the scene. Yeah, it doesn't look like. I think it's still usable. The lens base a little broken there. Let's just walk around a little bit and see what the rest of the scene looks like.
Yeah. Man, I missed that Colombian protest. I heard they were dancing and salsaing.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Careful. About that noise. It was some guy in a scooter of some sorts, but he was just like, he just went into the center. He's still going evidently. Oh man, he's coming this way. I just walked over here to get away from him. It's quite obnoxious.
I'm just trying to get
That guy. I think that's Eric Adams. Yeah, this other back is Eric Adams for mayor.
Trying to hear what happened. Look, we couldn't even
dollars in crisis management to allow them to go to the hospitals to stop retaliatory actions and community police. We can do this. The same things we did to stop the violence. We need to institute those things now that can be done with justice and safety at the same time. Not all these calls for defunding the police. I don't get mine, say it.
You know, I actually have a different microphone on my thing. Let me grab it.
Go up.
Let me grab it.
He ain't get his shit down.
Oh, so.
Where y'all headed?
I'm going to sell my soul machine. Right?
Y'all got good, huh?
I can't do good. I can't do good, right? I can't do good. I can't get my soul machine upstairs, but did you got guns on the street? No, it's against the law to have my soul machine upstairs, right? That's against the law. I'm dangerous.
That's my mom.
Happy Mother's Day.
That's my mom. That was genius.
Honey.
The house is my work now.
Sure.
I'm trying to get no, that's my tools, right? No, that's news. That's news, but the homeless man who needs a place to stay to make this stuff is not news. When you're doing peaceful stuff in this city, when you try to get housing by making your clothes, that's not news.
I think he made that outfit.
When you come in with the latest
Go for
design,
it. Go for it. You can go in and
when you gotta make the big apples by hand in the homeless shelter, that's not news. That's not news until the Japanese take it right there, right? It's not news until the Japanese start taking your products, America. You know what I'm saying? It's not news, right? So black life don't matter until you wear my clothes to me. I'm saying that. I'm saying when black life matter, you wearing my stuff. That's all I'm talking about. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science.
It's not exactly my fashion taste, but you know.
I will see you later.
Yes.
Alright guys, I just plugged in a different microphone. Mic check, mic check. Can you guys let me know if it sounds okay?
No joke.
Mic check,
If
mic
I
check.
endorse this man, he's in tomorrow. You understand that? If I endorse this man, he's in tomorrow, and I got a little place to stay. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. There's no reason I should be homeless. With all these powerful people out here, why am I homeless?
What's going on here?
Are you understand why I'm homeless? Can you answer my question?
What's going on here?
There was supposedly there was a mom and a 3-year-old that was shot earlier. So this is not
Who?
Wendell
mother
had
and the
the
3-year-old that was
SOS
shot
rescue.
earlier.
Oh my God.
You want me to run against him? Do you want me to run against him? Do you want me to run against him?
Against Eric Adams?
If I run against him, I'll beat him. You understand?
That sounded like a challenge to a debate.
I'm homeless. He ain't.
I don't know which one it's going.
If I endorse him, he wins. All right? You understand that? This is Wendell. If I endorse him,
Mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay, I think it's going.
he's mayor tomorrow. Believe that. Mask or no mask. If I shake that man's hand, he's a mayor tomorrow. If not president.
Which outlet?
Mine's the Polish American Brotherhood. It's on
I work
YouTube.
with anybody within my ass house. You understand that? And then we make it so I don't own them. Only niggas in America said, yes, man got house, you start picking up the whole time. And then you got to come to something else. Some respect. 2 hours. And we make it.
Sound check, sound check.
I don't know.
The Blasio's gun control plan failed hard today. I'm gonna walk more around the perimeter. Closed. Road closed. I don't know if this microphone's going. Yeah, let's put this one away. Yeah, it's off. I mean, there's not many details that have been released yet. I wonder if they moved the protest somewhere else. Maybe we should walk up to Columbus Square. I almost feel like that's where they would move things. Let me check Twitter. Bryant Park. Let's go there.
Oh yes, here it comes. Yes. Yes, here it comes. Yes. Yes. Oh yes. Yes. Here it comes, Papa. Yes. It's coming. Woo. What time we have right now?
Did we get thirsty? I have water in there. Alright, changed my mind about this microphone. I know, I changed my mind in 5 seconds. Can I have the little dead head back? Pocket. Dziękuję. Yeah, actually, in New York, you come across all different kinds of characters, that's for sure. old office used to be here. Let's go this way. Oh, all right. I'll wait for you here. Oh, just go over there. Radio City. Sorry, guys. Testing this out.
That's working?
It's okay. I don't know if it's gonna be too wobbly. I think it's better for the GoPro. It's too wobbly. Oh, there's Chick-fil-A. Careful. You can see it's oh, see the perimeter is still all the way over here. Nah, giving up on the shoulder harness for now. huge perimeter, actually. The 6th Avenue and 45th Street, and the perimeters from here too. Yep.
Fucking on drugs, on.
Alright, so it already opens up over here on 44th Street. So I just saw in the chat that somebody had commented that the press conference has said that it was 2 adults and a 4-year-old, 2 female adults and a 4-year-old, and that were shot earlier in Times Square. The thing. So like Times Square is the center of Manhattan where all the tourists go, and to have that just happened in the middle of the day right there. I mean, this city has no form of public safety. Park is one of my favorite parks in the city. Let's see what it looks like now. Sorry guys, battery exhausted, so I had to quickly change that out. So New York was my home for my adult life. I moved here when I was 22 years old. I went to school at NYU for my graduate degree, and I started working full-time for an audit firm in New York, and I lived here for about 8 years. Now I split time between Florida and New York and the rest of the USA.
She was also Asian, except she was like a very...
I think the rally must have changed. Julius, I saw that you sent me that link for Nassim Taleb. Nassim Taleb. He's the author of Black Swan, I believe. I remember actually I met him when he was speaking at a conference, and he signed my copy of Black Swan just like 15 years ago. No, I didn't work for a time, not the publication time. I used to work for a risk management firm here in New York, so I was a manager at the time that I quit. Worked for them for about like 6-7 years. And then I left corporate life in 2017 and started backpacking world. Okay, so right now I am over at Bryant Park, which is over at 42nd and 6th in front of the New York Public Library. The reason I walked over here is because the original plan was for a Dante Wright protest to be taking place at the red steps of Times Square. However, because the shooting, Times Square is now completely like blocked off with the perimeter for the crime scene that happened earlier. 2 adult females and a 4-year-old child were shot and killed in Times Square. I quickly checked Twitter and saw that the protest had been relocated here to Bryant Park. However, they said for 7:30. It's now 8:30. I'm not seeing really anybody around here, so possibly they either decided to relocate to another location or called it off. It was interesting to pick Times Square as the point for a protest. In the sense, of course, it's going to garner the most attention, being it Times Square and everything, but also it has the most like security presence, police presence, because that is in the center where all the tourists are going to be. And sadly, earlier there was a shooting that occurred during the day, and it's absolutely disgusting. Again, the public safety has completely gone out of the city, and when you have concerns of even just riding the subway to whether or not you're going to be attacked, and you have reports every day of just brazen attacks, community violence that is going on, and this is a direct action of defunding the police, not allowing police to be doing their jobs. And you have such an exodus of good cops leaving the force that are leaving civilians unprotected from, the people who become unhinged, who commit these crimes, who are desperate or mentally ill. Like, you're just seeing such an increase in all these democratic cities who have defunded the police and had their good police officers leaving the force. I posted on the channel earlier, over in the community post section, you can see there's a publication about how the Democrat cities who have defunded the police and who have a strong presence of the Black Lives Matter movement and protests have all experienced such a drastic increase in crime, lack of public safety. And then again, here we go, just in the middle of Times Square, in the middle of the day, you have 2 adult females and a 4-year-old child shot and killed. Okay, just checked into the chats. Okay, so I'm reporting the information that I'm seeing in the chats and hearing from the people. So thank God if they're in stable condition. So if they are in stable condition, because I heard reports that they had been killed. Again, I'm out here on the streets just like hearing things and seeing things on the chat. So thank you for those who are jumping in with more up-to-date information about the shooting that had taken place in Times Square. So I am seeing in the chat that they are in stable condition. So thank God. We'll walk over back to Times Square.
want to go to Brooklyn and get a drink? Right, it's over. Great job, guys.
Wrap it up.
We got it.
All right, good job, team.
Good job. Time for a drink.
Are we allowed to put you on camera? You're like, no, they saw you earlier today.
They don't know I'm here.
Nope, you're my shadow.
Yep.
Good 6'5" shadow.
Oh, it's just.
Let's go down this way. Oh, I think here's the protest actually, guys. Okay.
Profit off of the enslavement of black men. They are slave catchers. That is what their job is to do. They come in the hood.
So an update as of 4 minutes ago, 3 people have been shot and they're in the hospital. They are not dead. They're in critical but stable condition is what I heard in the hospital. And the 4-year-old was shot in the leg.
That means every officer that comes out here and puts their uniform on under slave custody. Under the so-called abolishment of the 13th Amendment, and that's why Congress is mentioning the abolishment amendment, and then slavery. The big slave I can tell. So slavery is so far illegal now, so now we're just going to work in the prison system. So they transfer all their investments from slavery into incarceration. Then they have something called convict leasing. Convict leasing. My convict. And modern days, they have prisoners making places. They sell the potatoes, the Idaho potato. All of this is one single money coming out of their prison system over the top of 2 million slaves. Those prisoners.
Noise from the traffic. I think there's too much noise from the traffic.
The most slaves in the world. Born in China, born in Russia, born in United States. So when we walk today, we're walking to everyone a place to go and work in the heart.
It's hard to hear.
People are not educated on their rights. So they are telling on each time the police department decides to perform a pre-sexual stop. That's all.
Walk back over to Times Square.
Yeah. We got a few words on Mike to y'all do the
Let's wait to cross the street.
I just wanted to first of all say just a reminder that last and I want to get you guys to stay advised today when it's time to vote, right? It's time to go. We're going to be really tight so that we can stay together, okay? So it's just a reminder ahead of time. Fucking a rat. But you want to But anyway, I love you all, and also don't forget about tomorrow. Let's try not to get arrested. We have Academy Awards tomorrow. Try not to get arrested tonight, all right? I want to sleep on my bed. My birthday dinner.
That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. They're like, let's try not to get arrested tonight. But so we did find the BLM protest for Dante Wright. It's a small gathering that's over here. They had moved from the steps of, originally planned to be the steps at Times Square, and they're relocated over here, over in front of Bryant Park, which is, that's the New York Public Library in the background, the back of the New York Public Library.
No justice. No justice.
So I think they just wrapped up on the speeches. So they're probably going to be doing a march over there. There's a small crew, and from the sounds of it, they said, let's try not to get arrested tonight, so I think that's quite hopeful, right? Somebody asked in the chats, like, if they said Black Power. Yes, they did. I mean, I guess I say Polish pride all the time, but I always think of the joke from Dave Chappelle. Say it, you're like looking away. Like, nope, don't know what you're talking about.
My name's Sal. Or Bob. Jeez.
Alright, Bob.
My name's Bob. I don't know who this is.
Everybody's always trying to like distance themselves away from me. Even you, Adam Francisco, you're like, oh, no, I don't know Tara. That girl. Let's see. This is a nice little nook over here. But yeah, so we're gonna walk away from the protest. Small group. They said they're not gonna get arrested. Oh, this is kind of cool. What is this? Looks like Superman. I mean, you can hear him chanting. I hear the drums. The drums are rolling, so I must be starting to march. Yeah, Adam, the reason why you first wore a Trump hat in public and the rest is history, and you're like, oh, my life would have been so much simpler had I not listened to her. Yeah, I do feel like it's much more of the same stuff. With their usual, you know, F12, the key on the computer, ACAB, all cops are beautiful. So much more of the same chanting and everything. How large would you say the gathering was? Maybe
30 people, 35?
30 people, 35. It was small. Then again, they had gotten relocated as it was originally planned over the steps of red steps of Times Square. Maybe it's an Antifa umbrella.
What about Brooklyn? Drinks? Yes.
Brooklyn drinks? What?
Yeah. Oh, I can make a reservation. Let's go to this cocktail bar or a fountain.
So you're telling me I should be normal on a Saturday night?
Yes.
And go enjoy bars opening up?
Yes.
Let's walk over this way. Oh, I wish we could know. Hey guys, if anybody knows any more details about what happened over in Times Square, please continue to post the information in the chat so I can, you know, pay attention to what's going on. I feel like, you know, what happened here in Times Square, deserves more notoriety than the march that's going, gathering or BLM gathering that's going over there. Because there has to be a focus on public safety here in New York City. I mean, if we're going to bring back tourism, bring back people, we need to establish the confidence of people that they're going to be safe. I mean, I have very low confidence in that. I still go out, but that's just me.
Smoking and drinks? What?
Oh, Sal, stop trying to be a good influence on me.
My name is Bob.
Oh, Bob. Oh, Bob, stop trying to be such a good influence on me. So we're returning now back over to Times Square. It looks like the perimeter is still roped off. Does anybody know what time the shooting had taken place? If you guys know more details about the shooting, please post it in the comments.
I do. This would be our
Officer, what time did the shooting take place earlier? Around 5 o'clock? I heard that they're in stable condition. It was two adult females and a 4-year-old child that were involved earlier. I wasn't able to catch the press conference earlier, so I'm just asking around for details of what happened. Alright, so what's this corner street? We're in front of the H&M over here. So the perimeter starts over here at the H&M. The shooting occurred around 5 o'clock earlier today.
Hello, sir. Wanna play softball, Liddy?
Oh, I know you need to keep tabs on time for the car. Okay.
Drinks, Brooklyn, right? Yes. Yeah, we got about like another 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Having reservations? 9:45? Yes. Okay. Let's make our way back.
I'll knock your fucking faggot ass out. Fuck out of here.
What's going on?
They closed off the perimeter. There was a shooting earlier around 5 o'clock today, and so 3 people were involved. It was I heard 2 adult females and a 4-year-old child, but they're in stable critical condition, but they're in the hospital now. So that's what I heard. It was like around 5 o'clock the shooting. So they have the perimeter now all around here.
That's crazy. Sad, right?
Be safe.
These people don't care about you. They get
Lamentation, verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquity.
So the Bible says, right? The real descendants of Israel, the real 12 tribes of Israel, their fathers have sinned, right, and are not, right? But we have what?
we have borne their iniquities.
The Bible says the real people of Israel, right? Their forefathers have sinned and are not, which means they're not, their generation's not here no more. But our generation is here, right? The people that took us into slavery, they're not here no more. But guess who's here? They blood. Their people are still walking around on stolen property. The bloods of Native American, the blood and the bones of Native American people are still underneath this ground that you walk upon and you tread upon. Seneca Village, which is what? Central Park, was owned by the Native American people. Did you know that? Really? It's called Seneca Village. Central Park was owned by the Native American people and it was taken from them. See, a lot of our people don't know the history. So that's why we out here to bring the history. So read that again.
Lamentation chapter 5 verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
And we have done what?
We have borne their iniquities.
We have borne their iniquities means it has passed down from us from generation to generation. Give me Numbers 14 and 18 real quick. What you got?
83 and 2. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
So the Bible is saying that the children of Israel, right? King David, right? This is a song. So King David is saying, Lord, thine enemies have made a tumult. Right? The Bible says that the children of Israel have enemies. We think that this is a harmonious book that applies to all people on the earth. But you know where we learn that from? From religion. Religion has taught you that the Bible pertains to everybody. That Christ came and died for everybody. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. They painted him a white man for a reason. They indoctrinated people with religion, with Christianity and Catholicism, and being a Protestant, being a Baptist. They gave you those things for a reason and divided you up. Called you black, Hispanic, Native American, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Mexican, Dominican, and gave you those words for a reason.
And manipulated our brains, giving us different theories.
Absolutely. And guess what? We're not physically in shackles no more. Right? We're not physical slaves no more. But guess what we are? We are mentally shackled. We are mentally shackled because we don't know the truth. Right?
This is Psalms 83, verse 3. Oh, Salakia, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So they that hate God have lifted up their head in pride. Right?
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
What have the enemies of God done?
They've taken crafty counsel against thy people.
So like we just said, they invented religion. They gave you all these different sects of religion. They gave you Islam, right? They gave you the Nation of Islam. And that's crafty counsel, right? Do black and Hispanic people have a seat in the UN? Do any of us have a seat in the UN? Or are those nations that gather together and conspire against black and Hispanic people? Who represents us in the UN? Right, and do you think the enemies of God, do you think these other people care that we don't have a seat in the UN? Or will they continue to operate their normal business? Will they continue plotting and scheming of nuclear devices and committing wars and atrocities around the earth? They'll continue to do those things, right?
And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So the Bible says that the enemies of God have come against the children of Israel and cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. So if the Bible says that Israel will be cut off from being a nation, who the hell is that in Israel today, man? Who are those white people in Israel today claiming to be Jewish? If King David prophesied in the Psalms that the enemies of God will cut Israel off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance of men.
Bring it out.
Why does the Bible say that, but people are claiming to be the people of God in the so-called Holy Land?
Bring it out.
Look what they did to St. Vincent. They started dividing them, and they said people who are not vaccinated are not allowed to come on board.
Right.
And they sent them as a rescue.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right?
So,
what you got, man? Bring that up.
Numbers 14, Numbers chapter 14, verse 18.
Bring it out.
The Lord is long suffering and of great mercy.
He's what?
the Lord is long suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
What is he doing?
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
He visits the iniquity of the fathers, right? The sins and the atrocities that have been committed against the so-called black and Hispanic people. These people have to pay, man.
Have a good day.
These Europeans and these Arabs, and these nations that have taken the true descendants of Israel into captivity, they have a
Brooklyn drinks what?
So, we stopped by and listened a little bit. I'm not very familiar with Black Israelites. I was watching the chats a little bit to see if you guys knew more than I did about that. But yeah, I did that. The man that was speaking, he's a very compelling speaker though. The only thing I'm familiar with when it comes to like Black Israelites, and you guys definitely, keep me in check and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think of like the Ethiopian Jews. So I don't know if that is over there, the speeches were related in terms of the Ethiopian Jews. Beta Israel. That's the only thing I can think of, but I don't want to speak about it because I don't know very much about it, but I hope they bring Broadway back.
Marijuana, guys. Come on, come on.
No, I don't want marijuana. But it's very easy to get here. You just like walk anywhere and then you'll hear every 5 seconds something marijuana, coke. Whatever it is. It's all here. Honestly, you can't even walk through Times Square without like the smell of like marijuana just slapping you in the face.
That's all I gotta say. How would you?
Popular. Actually, I've been there a couple of times. It's quite nice. Okay, so we're walking over to Port Authority. My funny story is, so my brother used to work over at the Starbucks in Port Authority. So when me and my younger brother used to live in New York, I locked myself out of the house without my cell phone. And I just knew he worked at Starbucks at Port Authority. So I'm like, oh, how hard can this be? I'm carrying laundry at the time too. So I walk over to Port Authority, which is a couple of blocks, maybe 10 blocks from where I used to live. And I go to one Starbucks and I ask for my brother. Or I ask for Mark. And they're like, another guy comes out and he's like, I'm Mark. And I'm like, you're not my brother. And then he's like, oh, there's another Starbucks. I went to 3 different Starbuckses all in the same area searching for my brother. It's like Starbuckses are like carnivorous. They eat each other up. There's a monopoly of Starbuckses every single corner. So yeah, I had to go to 3 Starbuckses in order to find my brother here in Port Authority. So she's selling edibles behind us, for those of you who want any. It's right here in Port Authority. We should walk down 46th. 46th is Restaurant Row. Maybe it's nice. Shake Shack's over there. But it's good to see a lot of people are out and about right now. A lot of places have lines.
Well, somebody he never paid.
Oh, there's another Chick-fil-A. Oh, where's... I know they have a Jollibee around here somewhere. Did we pass it already? So they opened a Jollibee. So for those of you who don't know, Jollibee is like the McDonald's of the Philippines. So McDonald's is everywhere in the world, #1, except in the Philippines where the B is the king. So they actually opened a Jollibee here around Times Square. There is a Jollibee that's over in Queens. Queens has a huge population of Filipinos that are there. Queens is where it has a huge population of everybody. So let me just not stop in the middle of the road. Gotcha.
40 Park, 46 or 47?
Yep, walk away. COVID.
Right now is well, not.
Hey Carol, thanks for joining in the chat, in the stream. We are live in New York City around Times Square. Close to Hell's Kitchen now though. I don't know.
Like you were saying, you think about
There's a line in that room. I ordered a lot. I ordered it. I don't have problems.
End up like on the surface of the street. You're totally disoriented. You gotta look around.
Me cago en la bajada y en la baja.
Did we park on 8th or 9th?
We parked, I think, on 9th.
Jollibee.
Oh, the crime scene, put your back on my Garcia.
It's bachelorette party. Congratulations.
You might need it.
Congratulations.
That's right.
Congratulations. So this is 46th. I just wonder, because like it's I'm curious because it looks like they're putting more police like in the area. So evidently the shooter is still at large in the area. So
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go Brooklyn drinks what?
and they find me in the closest bar, right? All right.
He's saying regardless.
Que lo iban a detener acá.
Oh wait. Okay, Retro Collector, you are asking. You are supposed to visit New York City in the next couple weeks. Is it safe, in my honest opinion, to visit nowadays or no? I think you definitely need to exercise extra caution. There seems to be a lot of things that happen in the subway from what I'm seeing just on like regular news. So just exercise extra caution if you're going to be visiting the city. I feel like it's similar to public safety issues that are impacting all of our major cities, from Minneapolis to Portland to New York City. Crime rates has increased here in New York. Just be cautious, be smart. Things are opening up, and I have felt in the last like several nights I have been going out and having a very like normal experience in New York life, going out to the restaurants, people being happy and jolly. As you can see as I'm walking out and about, there are a lot of people that are still out. A lot of the places I visited, they have lines that are out the door of restaurants, which is nice. People are being lively. There are things to do here in the city. I'm going to go to the Whitney tomorrow. So the museums are open. MoMA is open. So basically, like when you're deciding to visit the city or not, like you can see from my streams that I'm doing now, this is basically what New York life is. It does feel like there's a sense of normality returning. New York City is set to be opening May 17th. It's going to be lifting I believe the bars and restaurants are going to be now allowed to stay open till 4 a.m. at a hey Bob. What's Bob? What's the restriction? It's 75%?
Yeah.
Yes. So on May 17th, the bars and restaurants are going to be able to have indoor dining at 75%.
No, right now it's 75.
Oh, right now it's 75%.
In 2 weeks, next week it's going to start
full capacity.
Full capacity.
Okay, so right now, bars and restaurants are able to operate at 75% till midnight is when they shut down. But in about a week, on May 17th, bars are going to be allowed to stay open all the way to 4 a.m. at 100% capacity. So basically, the curfew has been lifted. It's ironic too, like when they had such like shutdowns and lockdowns and restrictions. I was here back in January and February. It was only outdoor dining that was allowed, and the frigid cold of winter.
May 19th.
May 19th is full capacity. Again, updated breaking news information from my on-the-spot fact checker.
Bob's a great man.
Bob's a great man. So Bob just filled me in that breaking news. We're going to be able to have full capacity as of May 19th is going to be when it opens up. So the area I'm walking through right now, this area is actually called Restaurant Row. It's 46th Street between 8th Avenue and why are you laughing at me?
That was cute. That was cute.
Huh?
That was very cute.
Cut, retake. I'm trying to work on my reporting skills, y'all. Okay. So the area that I'm walking down right now is 46th Street. It's called Restaurant Row. It's between 8th Avenue and 9th Avenue. As you can see, it's very bustling. There's this bar that was used to be one of my favorites, Don't Tell Mama. It's a piano bar, and you can catch me singing karaoke at that bar back in the day. Back in my yesteryears when I was a young and a spring chicken. Now I take life so seriously.
So you do karaoke from a wheelchair?
Dim Sum Palace. Maison Sevilla. Actually, there's a New Orleans bar here. Oh, here it is. It's fantastic. You can get your hurricanes in there.
Oh yeah. Pimp's Cup.
Pimp's Cup. So this is a fun New Orleans bar. Boucaret. I think it's called like what, Bourbon Quarter?
Where?
There you go. Don't tell Mama. Don't tell Mama. It looks lively inside. Wow. I'm just gonna go up close to the door. So you guys can see this is a fantastic piano bar. Don't tell Mama. So you can see it's like quite bustling inside. So this is more of the New York that I remember. But yeah, definitely recommend it if you are here in the Hell's Kitchen, Times Square area. Don't tell Mama. Fantastic piano bar. And then that's where you can get your New Orleans style cocktails is right over there. The interior, it feels like you are just in New Orleans. It's fantastic. Oh look, and there's a sake bar that's over there. So that's the great thing about Restaurant Row. Restaurant Row is an international cuisine festivities all down this single block. Again. So I heard some jazz swing music going on in there, and just peeping in, people are dancing again. This one's an Italian restaurant. I think I've actually eaten in like almost every single restaurant that's down here. But it is definitely on the, I would say like on the touristy side, on the more expensive side to be eating at one of the restaurants that are down here. Like, so when Bob and I went out to, when we went out earlier to Queens, that's where I think you're gonna find, oh yeah. when Saya was out, I get confused with all these different acronyms and names of people, you know? All these different friends I have, it's like, thank you, next. Oh, so we got Caribbean cuisine over here as well.
Oh, well, this place is cool.
The Ritz? Sorry. But yeah, in my opinion, I think the best food in the city is going to be in Queens. So that's where you're going to have the most diverse ethnic food and the most authentic.
How long? 1 month, 2 months?
Wine and spirits. Okay, so I'm back in the old neighborhood that I used to call home for 5-6 years. This is Hell's Kitchen. I used to live on 49th between 9th and 10th, and it looks a lot more alive than when I was here in January and February, that's for sure. But What are some of my old favorites? It's funny, whenever I come back into the city, I'm like, oh, I should try something new. But then I always end up going back to some of my old favorites out here. Like Amy's Bread. After I would go to Mass over the Actors Chapel on Sundays, I usually met my friends over at Amy's Bread. Grab some brunch over there. Even like simple like places like Beer and Cheese over here was a lot of fun. Beer and cheese. Oh, alright, found the car. Okay, so Bob has convinced me to head over to Brooklyn to have a drink over there. So I will be ending this little walkthrough of Times Square. It was, you know, quite the evening with what happened in Times Square, and you know, my prayers are with the family, especially with that small child that had been shot. I wish them a speedy recovery. Again, we had a small group of protesters marching for Dante Wright that had relocated from the Times Square Red Steps over to Bryant Park. And that was pretty much what the evening was like. So maybe I'll go live again at the bar, and then we can switch things over from political chatter to some like regular New York fancy cocktails, because that's what a regular Saturday night should be like here in New York City. All right, peace out, guys. Thank you very much.